Hello there, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Lucid9, in which we are going to try to solve the puzzle because why not? Well, I guess there's no getting around it. I have to solve this to find a file. Which object is the key to this puzzle? The puzzle, the shoelaces, the water bottle. The puddle. Don't think so. Shoelaces? Why the shoelaces? Or, I don't know, maybe the water bottle? What part of the water bottle should I use? There was something about the pipe. Lid, body, contents. So I will... Lid? No. Body of... No, contents probably. Right, I could use the water in the bottle, which means I could just freeze the water, throw the bottle in the pipe, use force to pour the water down the pipe, drink the water and urinate into the pipe. Well, actually this will work out probably as well, but we go pour the water. Why would we freeze it? I could simply pour the water down the pipe, the ball would flow to the surface and I could easily pick it up. Seems like that's the answer. In that case, it looks like the answer is water. I take another look at Shigure's note. The phone is the answer within a half block of your vicinity. Does she mean that I have to look for a source of water? What does it even mean? Water's everywhere. The running faucets, the convenience store. Look for the pipe. That will be, no wait. There's an old fountain on the other side of the building. I walk a short way down the road. Sure enough, another obtrusive note is stuck to the rim of the inactive fountain. Figures, another note. I begin to wonder if I'll ever find the file at all. Congratulations, Ishiyama, you are not a kindergartner. This is the next set of instructions. A petri dish holds a colony of bacteria. Every minute, each bacterium divides into two. A scientist began the colony with a single bacterium at 12 p.m. At 12:33, the dish is half full. At what time will the dish be full? The hour of the answer is the direction in which you must proceed to reach the file. Yes, she's enjoying this, I swear. Well, either way, looks like I have to solve this puzzle thanks to Lord Shigure. Alright, that's actually not hard. It's every minute each bacterium divides into two. So basically, if you have one bacterium at the start, it multiplies itself. So after one, there will be two, then 4, 8, and so on. So basically, if you have it's half full at 12:33, then it should be full 1 minute later, I think. So 12. Oh. 44. That's my answer. Right, if every bacterium divides into 2 per minute, then it doesn't matter what time the colony was started. All that matters is that at 12:33 the dish was half full. Therefore, at 12:44 the dish will be completely full. So that was a completely useless puzzle that basically just told me to go forward. I walk down the road, keeping my eyes out for another slip of paper. And as expected, there's another note jammed conspicuously between the crevice of 2 buildings. My question is, why did Shigure go through all this trouble? And my question is, why didn't I save after every choice? But no, never mind. In order to get these notes in the first place, she'd have to come here, which utterly defeats the purpose of sending me. That little girl. She might be the one putting these notes. But you know what? I should have saved because some of my choices might be actually bad. And they, well, I don't know, there was some achievement for riddle something, but I don't remember what that meant. Alright, well, whatever, looks like there's another puzzle to solve. Congratulations, Ishiyama, again. You are not a 5th grader. This is the 3rd and penultimate set of instructions. How can you throw a ball as hard as you can? not bounce it off anything and still have it returned to you. The answer is the direction in which you must proceed to reach the file. Well, basically throw it up, right? Yup. Throw it up. That's for sure the answer. I don't even need to get the options here. There is no getting around it, I just have to solve another puzzle. What do I need to do in order to have the ball come back to me without bouncing it off anything? No substance, atmosphere. For fuck's sake. Direction. Right, I can't bounce it off anything and I can't change the circumstances, which means I have to change direction. The question is, what direction? Up, of course. Alright, gravity's still in effect. I just have to throw the ball upward in order to have it return to me. Right, I wouldn't explain it to you with gravity and so on, but it's obvious you have to throw it up to get it back without bouncing off anything. So the answer is up, and the note says I have to go in the direction to reach the file. Locate a rickety 2-story building next to the canal. Guess that's where I'm supposed to go. I trudge up the stairs, enveloped in darkness. My only comfort is the light that comes from my phone. Eventually I come into a creepy storage room that's filled with all sorts of ominous shapes. I jerk backward as the dark shape bolts across the floor, but it's just a rat scurrying by. Shigure's doing this on purpose, isn't she? I swivel around the obstacles, keeping my eyes peeled for another telling corner of white. Hopefully I didn't forget to turn on the recording here of the screen, because that would piss me off a bit. And somehow I can't actually check if it's recording in the game by popping up the little window that shows FPS, frames per second and so on. Alright, keep my eyes peeled for another telling corner of white. Suddenly a silhouette wavers in front of my face. A spider? Of all things, spiders? What if it poisons me? Sinks its rabbit teeth into my jugular vein, stabs its awful spidey wings straight through my heart, grows to the size of... Okay, now I'm just being stupid, right? Then it teasingly waves its odious twisted little leg, nearly catching me on the nose. I instinctively stagger backwards, flailing my hands before my face. My back slumps into a hard, stony shape. I whip around, examining it fearfully. It's just a statue of a horse plastered with a note! Finally! Hands still shaking, I seize the whole note and pursue its contents. The sooner I can get out of here, the better. Congratulations, each of my not a middle schooler. This is the final set of instructions. A rich man tells his 2 sons to race their horses to a distant city to see who will inherit the fortune. His fortune. The one whose horse is slower wins. After wandering aimlessly for days, the brothers ask a wise man for guidance. Upon receiving advice, they jump on the horses and race to the city as fast as they can. What did the wise man say to them? The answer will show you where the file is located. Okay, that's the story I never heard about. The one whose horse is slower wins. The final set of instructions. I'm almost done. I actually feel somewhat disappointed, despite my complaining and the spiders. I've actually enjoyed these challenges. At any rate, I guess I'd better solve the puzzle and find this file. What could the wise man have said? 2-word answer. Okay, whose is faster? A rich man tells his 2 sons to race their horses. City to his fortune. The one whose horse is slower wins. Huh. Okay. I know it's cheating, but I don't know that story. And I'm gonna check if this story is an actual story or not. A rich man tells his 2 sons. A rich man tells He's 2. But now that I think about it, no, I don't know. Oh, that was an Arab sheikh tells his 2 sons to release their camels. Okay, so that's the story after all. Before reading it, I would say something with... I don't know. I just... Where is the answer? Damn it! To switch the camels? So basically switch horse? And that's all? As I said, I'm not very good with puzzles and so on. Switch horses. Right, if they switch horses, then they would have to race in order to win. So the answer is... Riddle me this achievement, yeah. Okay, so... the answer is to change horses. There must be another horse around here. I glance around for another equine statuette, flinching away from the multitudes of cobwebs spun around the corners. Thankfully, I spot one just a few feet away. Sure enough, there is a simple cream envelope slipped beneath its base. Could it actually be the file? Congratulations, Yama. You may be slightly more capable than your worthless peers. There is no file, this was simply a test, and you passed. You may congratulate yourself, although frankly it was such an easy test that there is really nothing worth congratulating. Take a picture of this note and send it to me as proof of possible competence. Is she serious? Everything was fabricated. I almost can't believe it, but at the third note, I guess a small part of me was expecting this turn of events. Still, did she plant all of those notes on her own? Was that why the investigation was supposed to take place at night, so that she could have time to prepare everything? It's almost inconceivable, but it seems like the most likely option, and in all honesty, it's hard beyond what I could imagine she agreed to do. Sighing, I pocket the note and carefully pick my way down the stairs and into the street, steering clear of any corners of dark edges the best I can. Once I am under some light, I can breathe a little easier. I take a quick snapshot of the note and send it to Shigure without comment. She doesn't respond immediately, which probably means that she received it. Maybe. With that, I stick to the shadows as I return to my apartment. It's time to get some rest. Oh, again in the forest. The evening welcomes me with frosted arms as I stride into my beloved glade, my lovely burden slung over my shoulders. The sky is clear tonight, bitter, vacant, a spiraling abyss in a sea of strangled light. I take a moment to admire it as the familiar vegetation is crushed beneath my soles. Nothing constrains me, no incompetent bureaucracies, no iron gates, no suffocating schedules. Not at this hour, not at my hour. I dump my burden upon the ground, watching as she lolls away, still in the haze of beauty's sleep. Innocent, peaceful, dreadful. I ready my knife, taking my earnest vigil at his side. When the princess awakens, her guardian will be eagerly waiting. Oh well, that was terribly quick. I stood next to my burden as she jerks upright, eyes rolling in panic. Good morning, sweetie. Where am... Her voice trails into indistinguishable croaks as her wide, pale eyes fix on me, a spare chuckle. What? Expecting someone else? How did I get here? How else? I settled for a moment, allowing her to take in her surroundings, allowing her to see how dire her situation is. What fun is it without a thing of panic? Please don't hurt me, please! What makes you think I would hurt you? So let me leave? I casually lift my serrated weapon, allowing it to catch the moonlight at just the right angle. Now, why would I do that? I advance towards her. Slowly, she ekes away, pulling her away by her hands, but she's too tremulous to even attempt to run. A little dull, but vermin are vermin. Please, I have a mom, a dad, a boyfriend. I want to study, I want to grow up. Usually, it's cute when I beg, but this girl is bothering me. Well, I want to have a little carving practice. So, what shall we do? Carving practice? Imbecile. My fingers twitch with impatience. Yeah, carving practice. And I'd best get started. I savor my moments with her. Leisurely, meticulously. She tried to waste my time. I ought to return the favor. I finished all too quickly. The screams die in my ears as fading echoes of stilted crimson plummet from the edge of my blade. The beautiful mess scattered across the ground in a sight for sore eyes. I take a moment to savor it. My canvas, my masterpiece, the heart of my soul and soul of my heart. If only it could have lasted a little while longer. Finished. A shadow slips from behind the trees, plodding unceremoniously out of my finished work. Watch your step. You're desecrating my chef d'oeuvre. However you're supposed to spell that. The figure only stands in silence, waiting for my reply. I attempt in a different line of questioning. Where are the others? Elsewhere. So I gathered. Are they coming? No. So who shall pick up my toys? I gesture to the artwork beneath the figure's feet. It doesn't budge. Me. Here? Yeah. By yourself? Yeah. Call for the others? No. Why not? Leave if we are finished. It is certainly one-sided the balance of power. I can do nothing but acquiesce. I am finished. I step away, past the figure approaches my canvas. I swoop in, sliding my knife against its neck. Don't be so proud of yourself. The moment you are of no use to me, I shall have my way with you. It only stares unblinkingly at me, unfazed. Not finished? Equal parts disgust and perturbed, I withdraw my weapon. I'm finished. Finished with you too. I turn to the brighter horizon, striding away without a backward glance. When I arrive at the school, still barely eyed from my nighttime excursions, I am greeted with an unusual sight. A group of students, primarily female, are huddled around the post. As I edge closer, I manage to listen. Your fault! She was wrong about you, and now she's gone! What do you do with her, you freak? Where is she? Tell me where she is, please. Answer him. How could you do this to us? Suddenly Rui blazes by me right in the corner of the group, which bounces backward in shock. I'm barely able to catch a glimpse of her face through the mass of heads. What are you guys doing? Out of the way, Rui. This has nothing to do with you. No, I'm tired of this. You've been picking on her since school started and you don't even have a good reason. Good reason? Take to Shoji. He's our good reason. The group shuffles apart, granting me some space. I finally managed to see cause of the problem. A slight figure crouched against the gate with an empty look in. Wait, isn't this the same girl that I met yesterday? Well, Shoji? She's been missing for 2 days and no one can find her. Didn't go home. Doesn't answer calls or texts. It's like she just disappeared. Disappeared? Just like the rumors said. You guys remember who started the rumors, right? Look, Rui. Look, Rui. This would make the third disappearance. Haven't you been watching the news? Yeah, this is the third time that an academy students vanished off off the face of the planet. And coincidentally right after talking with Airi. Technically, Midori disappeared before school started. Yeah, just like the 2 days before. Why are you so stubborn? Airi's guilty. Why are you so stubborn? Maybe she's not. Huh, you clearly don't understand how people work. Yeah, because that would not make suspicions. Besides, you are just a student. I don't think you are a detective or a police officer, so go away. Time to begin. No wonder you don't have any friends. Rui's face closes in her and a fiery pang of rage courses through my body. I storm to her side unceremoniously, showing away anyone in my path. Yama! Oh, you? Who's this? Your boyfriend? My anger bravely jones into panic, but I shove it away. You are all disgusting, you know, picking on someone just because she's not like you. Hey, you don't even know the context, vote out! Let me guess, you know everything, you know for certain that Aka. Airi? Has anything to do with those disappearances. Twice is a coincidence, this thrice is a pattern. A pattern for narrow-sighted people who won't take in any other factors. Are you stupid? There aren't any other patterns, the police said so themselves. Oh, and they told you this directly. It was on the news, moron. And it's not like the news has ever twisted the facts or told us anything but the honest truth. You wouldn't be acting so high and mighty if you knew how important Akane is. You wouldn't be acting so prejudiced if you had a brain. Words are spinning out of my mouth before I even consciously think of them. My whole body drums with cold, frozen hatred. Weird, freak, don't wanna play with you. I'm not letting anyone else go through that. Not Rui, not Airi. You think we're being rude to Airi? You're being rude to Shoji. Yeah, she was the love of Shoji's life. Yeah, because everyone knows that every high school relationship lasts forever. He will probably get over her in a week or two. A deadly silence descends on the group. Rui pinches my sleeve, her expression unusually troubled. That went a bit too far, Yama. I will only clench my jaw and lock my eyes with the boy called Shoji. His face blinked from panic to nothingness in less than a second. A chilled silence falls over the entrance. You... He staggers forward, raising a tremulous hand. You bastard! His fingers pull into a fist, and before I can blink, his hand is soaring straight at me. A shadow blares in front of me, sweeping at Shoji's arm. Shoji tumbles to the ground as if thrown by an unknown force. The moment it is held on pause, broken only by the frantic whispering of the gathering crowd around us. Shoji jerkily pushes himself to his feet, his footing loose from fury. Airi idly steps in front of me, arms hanging limply by her sides. Her expression is passive, but something above it gives Shoji pause. Hey, what's going on over here? Mr. Ryota, I had a feeling that was you. Pushes the trunk of students apart, books hiked under one arm. All the students start to babble at once. Mr. Ryota, Akane has been absent for 2 days. Can't contact her. This guy provoked Shoji into fight. Mr. Ryota waves his hand for silence, an unusually stern expression on his face. Shoji, are you hurt? No, sir. Good. Rui? Yes, Mr. Ryota? Meet me during lunch. You too, Noriko. Yes, Mr. Ryota. Both of you will give me your account of what just happened. I'll make a judgment after I've heard both stories. Understood? Silence makes it his inquiry. He only sighs. Accusations are for children. You guys know that, right? If you're going to claim something, use evidence. If you're going to fight, make sure you have the right reason. Dismissed! He waves his hands to scatter us off to class. Okay, we head to the classroom in silence, splitting ways at the staircase. I notice that Rui keeps close to Airi, stubbornly meeting the gaze of any gawkers on the road. Well, looks like I'm gonna get in trouble. Surprise, surprise! I probably shouldn't have interfered with the situation. I probably should have stayed out of it. I would rush into it as well. Usually I do. Probably I would. No, I would. Probably. Never had such situation, so you know, that's the problem. I can't really say for sure. I can only say I probably would at this moment. Usually I do. I know that high school is basically just a cesspool of idiocy and it's best to keep out of it. No, not even high school life in general. But seeing that girl there, hedged in by such a large group of students, being accused with nothing to defend herself, and seeing Rui leap to her defense just like she did for me 10 years ago. Well, I guess it brought out something that surprised even myself. If anyone has a right to suspect the girl, it should be me. First I met her walking alone in District 6, acting like some creepy mechanical doll, and then I learned that her reputation at school is sketchy at best. That's suspicious even by my standards, and I'm friends with Yahiko. But it's possible that everything is a misunderstanding. It's possible that she really just wants friends, that she's a normal person inside, that she just had a difficult time conveying her thoughts. I understand that feeling. I understand it more than anyone else. I shake myself out of my thoughts and take in my surroundings. Looks like some of the morning classes have passed. Yeah, I totally wasn't paying attention. In front of me, 3 girls with hair and makeup arranged just like Elizabeth stand with very indignant superior expressions. I quickly recognize them as the most avid members in her fan club. Hey loser, we have something to say to you. Lucky me. They ignore me, crossing their arms in uncanny unison. We heard that you are giving Elizabeth a hard time. I glance at Elizabeth, whose eyes are wide with panic. Interesting, looks like she has no hand in this development. Where did they get their information from? You'd better stop before we make you. Elizabeth deserves better. And it suddenly snorted and turned back to my homework. Hey, look at us. No thanks, I don't feel like vomiting. I feel... Ouch. God damn it. No, that was harsh. Really, don't say something like that. Oh, he didn't say that, but you know, don't say something. I think what managed to keep my mouth shut, and that's good. Roughly exasperated of this girl's, I nod my head to Elizabeth and raise my eyebrow in warning. Her face pales slightly, and she slides over to my desk, smiling faintly at the 3 girls. Hello! Oh, Elizabeth, this guy's been bothering you for a while, right? Elizabeth opens her mouth, clearly intent on agreeing with the girl, but I shake my head over so slightly. She grits her teeth together, but somehow manages to keep her smile intact. Thanks for your concern, but it's really fine. The girls blink in clear surprise. Are you sure? We were just saying that the other day. Saying what? I know what you're saying. She sends an uneasy glance at me. I only smile innocently. This really really fun, but it is remarkably so. I thought Yama was bothering. No, it was some amazing misunderstanding. Alright. They nod slightly at me, and like that's an adequate apology. We're keeping an eye on you, don't mess with Elizabeth. Then they strut out of the classroom, their footsteps in perfect unison. I turn to Elizabeth, she grips the edge of her seat until her knuckles turn white. I really can't believe you. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Despicable. She turns away from me in a huff. Excuse me? I'm not even the one who started it all. Heck, she's the one who constantly picking a fight. It's always been that way. Whatever this is, no more thinking about. I turn my attention back to the front of the classroom as the break comes to an end. And the rest of the morning classes slug by uneventfully. This time Elizabeth is clearly sulking. Misaki is just as focused as ever. And by focus I really mean that she's on her phone the entire period. I expected that. Oh no. When lunchtime comes, I tap Yahiko on the shoulder as I grab my backpack. Hey, lunch? Huh? What? Lunch, cafeteria. Oh yeah, sure, right, cafeteria. Something wrong? Nope, absolutely nothing wrong. I was just thinking, you know, it'd be nice to have a couple more minions. Is that what your club is for? Club? The blank look on his face is foreign to me. I slap him on the back. You know, a club that will take over the universe. Yeah, your own minions. Clearly, I'm really bad at this. Wow! Huh? It's lunchtime, when was it? Did I time travel? A quick sigh of relief passed my lips before I'm able to spot it. Seems like he goes back to normal. Yeah, it's already 4018 AD. You've been asleep for 2000 years. I have? I don't feel that rested. Well, we kept you in cryo-freeze, during a light stage of your sleep cycle rather than REM. You mean I was calmed on 2000 years of deep sleep? On the contrary, you were saved from 2000 years of homework. Oh, I guess you're right. I wonder when he will realize that I'm not supposed to be alive. Well, super realistic hologram Yama, shall we go grab some lunch? Do you guys still eat that kind of thing? Or he could make a totally ridiculous yet somehow plausible assumption. Oh my god. That's also taken from an anime, that I know. But this one is from Clone Nut, if I remember correctly. Indeed we do. Dan, what are we waiting for? I want to see what kind of cuisine has developed after 2000 years. Thoroughly re-energized, he skips out the door. I'm just about to follow, but I feel a sudden tap on my elbow. Yama Ishimoto. It's the girl from the cafe, Natsuki, was it? I glance at Elizabeth. She's in the middle of some floppy smoke talk with her groupies, and intentionally keeping her back to me. Liz is over there. I'm aware of that. She isn't the one with whom I wish to speak. What do you want? I have a simple question for you. As far as I can know, nothing's simple when it comes to this girl. Have you ever felt like two people are fighting for your body? What? More specifically, fighting for control over your body. Like mind control? No, more like two different entities in simultaneous residence, resulting in widely different actions of processes of thought. A chill runs up my spine. I think it'd be fairly obvious if I'm going through something like that. Well, you may or may not have any recollection of the other entity. Something about her mysterious smile sets me on edge. And what's with the sudden questions? Psychology paper. We're studying dissociative identity disorder, which is, colloquially, is known as multiple personality disorder. I would say you should know of it already, but perhaps your alter ego surfaces during psychology class. I clench my jaw at her obvious accusations, searching to find an answer in her face. I find none. So, do I look like the kind of person who has multiple personality disorder? Do you want to know the answer to that question? Look, I gotta go. I'm sorry. Try asking Elizabeth. She's the one who rapidly switches between being nice and being a pain in the ass. She only nods and smiles, but I sense her eyes boring through the back of my head as I slip out of the classroom. And in the next episode we will probably go to cafeteria or wherever we are supposed to go, so see you then. Bye.